You're listening to the Spark Radio Network, Internet radio like you've never heard before. Innovation, creativity, and imagination are all said to begin with a spark. So fasten your seatbelt and take the ride of your life and listen for the spark.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Most writers and radio show hosts know that to connect with your fans, you need to do more than just write books or record the latest podcasts. There are many different elements that go into forming an online platform, but there are also many hidden traps. To make matters worse, solid advice on how to survive the muddy waters is scarce. In the book Hidden Traps, I talk about some of the important issues of working with an online platform, highlighting traps that could put your physical or internet security at risk or be harmful to your reputation. Are your social media posts just links with a few disjointed words, making you look like someone who can't complete a sentence? Did your new website cost you more than you anticipated? Are you leaking your personal contact details across the web without even knowing it? Then you need Hidden Traps. Hidden Traps is now available in paperback and ebook from a variety of retailers, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. Visit blackwolfpublications.com for more details.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-553-8687. That's 800-553-8687. Again, 800-553-8687.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
My son was in the Army back during Desert Storm, but even then he wanted an MBA. He looked at a dozen schools, but only one offered the online education and flexibility he needed while he was in a tent in Iraq. Grantham University. Turns out that Grantham's been delivering affordable, relevant college and advanced degrees for over 65 years. Heck, if they can deliver a quality education to a soldier in a tent overseas, think about the flexibility Grantham can offer you so you can earn your degree too. It doesn't matter how complicated or full your life is. If getting a degree is on your bucket list, you'll want to do what my son did. You'll want to call Grantham. Find out how easy it is to get started on your education so you can check that college degree off your bucket list. Call Grantham right now, 800-910-1370. That's 800-910-1370. Flexible, affordable, relevant. Call 800-910-1370.
Sometimes writers feel lost, unsure why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing into full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, offering manuscript critiques and line edits through a mentoring editorial style. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services, visit blackwolfeditorial.com.
You're listening to the Spark Radio Network, internet radio like you've never heard before. Innovation, creativity, and imagination are all said to begin with a spark. So fasten your seatbelt and take the ride of your life and listen for the spark.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
My name is Jessie. I'm a United States Special Forces widow. This gives me a unique perspective on the world around us. If you're willing to listen, I'll tell you how I see it, and I won't pull any punches. This is my POV, which stands for Point of View.
All right, it's Jessie. How y'all doing out there tonight? Yes, I miss you when we're not talking. And yes, you've heard right, all night. I am doing not 1 hour tonight, but 2. And if you follow me on Twitter, you just saw quite the stack of show prep. Let me tell you, this is like 3 times what I normally have. Yeah, that's a lot. And that's part of the reason I am doing 2 hours tonight, because it's going to take at least 2 hours to get through this, and then I may still have show prep left over, but we're just going to let it go and move on. Now, the way tonight's going to work, just so I get the technical details out of the way up front, I'm going to do my regular show, end the show, start a new one right away. So don't run away when the feed ends. I will be right back. Just as Host Kitty would say, hang paw. Right, Host Kitty? There we go, the official Host Kitty endorsement. Now, I've kind of divided this into a couple of segments, but they're pretty large segments. And it's going to be Iran and North Korea trading together, and North Korea selling weapons to fund their nuclear program, that kind of thing. And then the second half is going to focus more on Iran and the nuclear deal, and how that's going to have global implications beyond what it already has. Yes, there are bigger implications. Implications I'm betting most people haven't thought about. All right. So, moving right along. So, I'm going to, before I get started on the whole Iran thing, I do have one other topic I want to briefly touch on, but I'm not going to go too far into it because, well, I have a feeling I'll be getting into it at some other point in time. So, Nikki Haley used the U.S. veto at the UN Security Council for the first time in 6 years. And if you follow me on Twitter, you saw the video. Now, it wasn't that I put out. It wasn't the audio of her casting the veto, because all she did was raise her hand and her hand was the only one up in the room. She was literally standing up to everyone in the Security Council. Now remember how the Security Council works. There are permanent members, which we are one. Other members come and go. There are 7 permanent members. However, other than that, the members come and go. And then, if a permanent member casts a veto, the resolution does not pass, even if everybody else in the room votes for it. If a permanent member casts a veto, it is womp womp. Alright, so here's the little audio clip I have from Nikki Haley, because this was a resolution condemning us moving our embassy to Jerusalem.
Now today, buried in diplomatic jargon, some presume to tell America where to put our embassy. The United States has a sovereign right to determine where and whether we establish an embassy. I suspect very few member states would welcome Security Council pronouncements about their sovereign decisions. And I think of some who should fear it.
All right. Yes, where countries put their embassy is their business. As much as people don't want to admit it, it is our business where we put our embassies and why. Nobody else's. So, Nikki Haley, I have to say, great job in basically telling the world where to get lost. All right, now that's as far as I'm going to go into that topic tonight. Trust me, I could take a full half hour. But I want to get over to the topic of the show, which is, for tonight, is Iran and North Korea. And I have some somewhat semi-organized show prep going on here, and yes, I say semi-organized. I actually used a few paper clips. All right. I mean, that's the stack. That's part of the stack, again. All right. Oh, by the way, folks, and I will cover this at the end of the show, there really is a Grinch who stole Christmas. All right. Could Iran be behind North Korea's nuclear missile advances? You know what I'm going to say, yes, but let me explain why. Now, large parts of this article were, let me see if I can find a date. I don't see a date on it, but looks like it was December. Well, part of it may have been December, part of it may not have. But this article is, some of these articles I'm going to say are older, but the information in them is very much accurate. I've put hours into this show prep. Normally I get the whole show done in 2 hours. I put like 10 into this. Iran and North Korea developed cooperated in development of missiles and other military technologies starting, anybody know when they started? The 1980s. Right after the Iranian Revolution, Iran needed new military hardware. Well, we're their mortal enemies, so they certainly weren't going to turn to us. So they turned to North Korea, that happily supplied. And that's how they became buddy-buddies. So the trade between them has not been a Johnny-come-lately thing. Alright, so Iran's Shahab-3 medium-range ballistic missile is based on North Korea's Nodong. Experts have pointed this out. It's quite obvious if you just look at it. Basically, there's a new paint job. The odds of these two countries not still working together are slim to none, and I think slim is halfway out of town. Now, Iran has, because of the nuclear deal, Iran has boosted its exports. It got a plane load of cash from Obama. And North Korea could access Iran's, and probably has accessed Iran's uranium enrichment technology, as well as technical information at the U.S. and European research institutions from Iranian researchers. Yes, that could be fact, friends, and I believe that is exactly what is going on. I do not think that there is any other way to put it. I believe that Iran and North Korea are working buddy-buddy. Iran can't do nuclear experiments right now. Not at all. However, there's nothing stopping North Korea, because we already know they just look at the UN sanctions and go, so what? And just as a reminder, yes, I've got an audio clip. Come on, you ought to know me by now. You know I've got a few of them. Alright, just have to find the right one. Here it is.
If the United States persists in enter the DPRK, the sanctions, without understanding its rival, the administration will have to take full responsibility for the ensuring catastrophic the consequences. The United States should mind that the DPRK nuclear strike capability will be strengthened and developed at a rapidly high speed, as long as the United States insists its entire policy, nasty nuclear threat and blackmail, and the sanction and pressure.
Alright, so what he was saying, because yes, I know he's a little hard to listen to. That was the North Korean representative to the United Nations in Geneva. Trust me, the Geneva one can at least speak. Boy, I've got some audio from the one in New York, and I was playing it for a friend of mine to determine how much I was going to play for you guys, and my friend basically said, please stop torturing me. And that's no joke. Alright. So, back to the history of Iranian-North Korean relations. Alright, when the Iranian Revolutionary happened and Ayatollah Khomeini took over in 1979, the first person to reach out to him was Kim Il-sung, North Korea's quote-unquote great leader. Sent him a telegram. And on June 25th of that year, Khomeini met with the DPRK ambassador in Qom. And it was on the quote-unquote 29th anniversary of the aggression of U.S. troops against the meek nation of Korea. Khomeini replied in kind and called for the expulsion of American troops for South Korea. So like I said, this isn't a new development. It's a very historic, very deep bond. The Khomeini regime was a pariah, desperate for military equipment and ammunition. They reached out to everyone and nobody really wanted to help them. But North Korea says, we'll help, we'll help. And for nations that wanted to profit from arms sales to Iran without the political cost, North Korea played middleman, and you can bet they profited. And the Soviet Union was well placed to act as a conduit for Soviet-made arms to Iran at a time when the Kremlin was wary of offending Iraq. So basically, the Soviet Union sold them to North Korea, and North Korea passed them on. In return for Iranian financial assistance, North Korea provided Iran with Scud-B ballistic missiles used against Iraq. Yes. Are you seeing how deep this relation goes? This relationship is very, very deep, very, very strong, and is not Johnny come lately. And I can't stress this enough. All right. North Korea has had military observers in Iran since the 1980s. Yep. And North Korean representatives attended Iran's test of the Shahab-4 in 2006. Like I said, we're coming forward in history here a little bit. And of course, in 1989, Ali Khamenei visited North Korea as Iran's president. In 1996, Iran and North Korea inaugurated friendship farms in each country. Every year, the farms hold cultural exchanges. By the 2000s, many reformists and pragmatic quote-unquote conservatives concerned with Iran's integration into the global economy expressed alarm and declared North Korea a negative example. However, that hasn't stopped anything, really. Trust me, it's surface talk. The Iran Revolutionary Guard Corps has sent delegations to North Korea on at least 2 occasions, 1993 and 2013. 1993 and 2013. Now in 2014 they drifted apart a little bit, but they've gotten back together. They kissed and made up, for lack of any other term. Even though the government in Iran is authoritarian and North Korea is totalitarian, and Iran has a sizable middle class, it's a merchant country, it is more susceptible to economic pressures. There's no particular affinity between the cult of personality in North Korea and Iran, but They both have the same interests in terms of hard-to-access materials, currency, luxury items, military equipment, and the like. So, North Korea produces a lot of ballistic missiles. Iran likes them. So they worked out a deal. And this doesn't appear to be ending anytime soon. The largest outstanding question in 2014 was whether the two countries could maintain a relationship when Iran signed the nuclear deal. However, what we believe has happened is that Iran signed that nuclear deal and then said, okay, North Korea, here's everything we know about nukes, build on it, and we'll buy it from you. They can't do the research themselves, but I'm willing to bet they have or will write that check to North Korea so that they have the technology as soon as it's proven. Now, I don't know what Iran's going to claim is proven versus what North Korea is going to say is proven. But I'm going to put this real blunt. I'm not sure I want to find out the hard way. I'm really not. And North Korea continues to sell weapons know-how to Syria and Iran despite sanctions. And just as a reminder on that, let me get it pulled up. Alright, I've got a small snafu with my show prep. Give me just a second, and I will get that resolved and get that audio clip for you. Alright, there we go. I know the date on the audio clip, I don't necessarily remember the title.
"10 years ago, the North Koreans transferred a plutonium production reactor to Syria. It was crushed by the Israelis. If it had not been crushed, that reactor could be providing plutonium not only to Syrians, but to others who have traipsed through Syria, and these are pretty unsavory folks. And that's an image that goes to nuclear terrorism we don't like to contemplate. So we need to somehow impress upon the North Koreans that's not a move we want to see again."
The representative of the Israeli regime made...
Okay, never mind. Wrong audio clip. I saw the word Iran and jumped on it. I mean, North Korea, and also as a reminder...
A decade ago, we were worried primarily with North Korea about, one, a single actor, and number two, a conventional war that might take place. Today, if you look at most strategists when they're concerned about North Korea, they realize that any conflict we may have multiple actors involved, and we're certainly looking at multiple domains. No longer are we limited to conventional war. We may very well be looking now at nuclear, cyber, and even space challenges that we have.
All right, we have reached the bottom of the hour. So, I am going to pay those radio station bills, and I will see you on the other side.
Turn your
You're listening to the Spark Radio Network, Internet radio like you've never heard before. Innovation, creativity, and imagination are all said to begin with a spark. So fasten your seatbelt and take the ride of your life and listen for the spark.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Most writers and radio show hosts know that to connect with your fans, you need to do more than just write books or record the latest podcasts. There are many different elements that go into forming an online platform, but there are also many hidden traps. To make matters worse, solid advice on how to survive the muddy waters is scarce. In the book Hidden Traps, I talk about some of the important issues of working with an online platform, highlighting traps that could put your physical or internet security at risk or be harmful to your reputation. Are your social media posts just links with a few disjointed words, making you look like someone who can't complete a sentence? Did your new website cost you more than you anticipated? Are you leaking your personal contact details across the web without even knowing it? Then you need Hidden Traps. Hidden Traps is now available in paperback and ebook from a variety of retailers, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. Visit blackwolfpublications.com for more details.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-553-8687. That's 800-553-8687. Again, 800-553-8687.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
My son was in the Army back during Desert Storm, but even then he wanted an MBA. He looked at a dozen schools, but only one offered the online education and flexibility he needed while he was in a tent in Iraq. Grantham University. Turns out that Grantham's been delivering affordable, relevant college and advanced degrees for over 65 years. Heck, if they can deliver a quality education to a soldier in a tent overseas, think about the flexibility Grantham can offer you so you can earn your degree too. It doesn't matter how complicated or full your life is. If getting a degree is on your bucket list, you'll want to do what my son did. You'll want to call Grantham. Find out how easy it is to get started on your education so you can check that college degree off your bucket list. Call Grantham right now. 800-910-1370. That's 800-910-1370. Flexible, affordable, relevant. Call 800-910-1370.
Sometimes writers feel lost, unsure why a passage may not be working. It's takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing into full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, offering manuscript critiques and line edits through a mentoring editorial style. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services, visit blackwolfeditorial.com.
You can lay down if you wanna. You can run away if you wanna. You can pretend that this is totally okay if you wanna. You can play dead if you wanna. Forget what they said if you wanna. Turn your back on the country needing you right now, but I don't wanna.
All right, thank y'all for hanging in there with me while we paid those radio station bills. And I was just actually doing a little bit of checking while the commercial break was in progress, and there may be a breaking news story. I'm looking to see if I've got it, and no, it's not a missile launch. Okay, it appears that the dramatic defection, November 13th, was the second defection across the Korean demilitarized zone in less than 2 months. Okay, whoa, Twitter's blowing up about North Korea. Give me just a moment here. I'm trying to keep up. Give me just a moment, and hang on, I saw what news agency they were touting, so give me just a second. Oh my gosh, there's been another defection across the DMZ. This is very recent. It is just now hitting the U.S. news. And because I was prepping a special show, I am just now getting to it myself. A North Korean soldier fled to South Korea through the DMZ. And that was at about 8 o'clock in the morning, amid thick fog. After the defection, the North's border guards approached the military demarcation line, the actual border. In response, the South's troops fired 20 warning shots around 9:30, and that was approximately 40 minutes later. There were some gunshots from the North, but no bullets were found to have crossed the border. There was a separate announcement from the Unification Ministry. 2 North Korean people boarded a small wooden boat to defect to the south on Wednesday. The Navy found it in the waters 100 kilometers north of Dokdo during a mission patrol. The North Korean men expressed their intent to defect and agreed to abandon the aged and damaged ship. Wow. This is incredible. I'm going to have to do a quick news check right here while I'm live on air. Give me just a moment. However, let me see something. Yeah, this defection just happened a couple of hours ago, and the earliest story I'm seeing about it was 9:43 in the morning in Korea, and it's currently 11:40, so we're talking 2 hours ago. This is going to be an interesting story. I will keep my eye on it, especially because I'm doing 2 hours. All right. Like I said, this story is only 2 hours old, so I'm just amazed that another one got across the DMZ. And yes, I do keep my phone open and keep an eye out for breaking news while I'm on air. I truly do. So all right, now back to Iran and North Korea. All right, just looking through the show prep. Here we go. Finding the right stack of show prep. Because I told you guys I had a lot. You've heard a bunch. Here's just the stack for this part of it. Trust me, this is normally what I use for close to an hour. All right. The U.S. has urged to block any North Korean support for Iranian nukes. What? Yeah. North Korea. All right. The U.S. needs to do more to block companies that could be aiding the collaboration between Iran and North Korea. All right. Now this report's about a year old, so bear with. And the report was by the Foundation for Defense of Democracies. And it was again right after Pyongyang had done a successful nuclear test, and President Obama was in office, just to set the scene. Signs of military and scientific cooperation between Iran and North Korea suggest Pyongyang could have been involved in Tehran's nuclear and ballistic missile programs. State-run trading companies may have assisted critical aspects of Iran's illicit nuclear-related activities. Now, how much collusion? That's always been something that's been up for debate. All right. So, there have been leaks of classified U.S. government cables that reveal American intelligence officials believe Iran had obtained 19 advanced missiles from North Korea. Now, of course, this is on the WikiLeaks site, which I have not had time to go dig through. And there were the cables also suggest that the countries were working together on the nuclear technology. There's been reports of scientists going back and forth between the two administrations, and the Obama administration left a major loophole in the Iran nuclear deal. Iran can conduct all the illicit work at once outside of its borders. Say North Korea Sudan, places like that. Yeah. That is something that was left as a loophole. And remember, we are only monitoring Iran. The IAEA cannot get into North Korea if they wanted to. It just isn't going to happen. Alright, so it's one of those things. Iran cannot get, or the IAEA can get into Iran, but they cannot get into North Korea. And just to remind you, we propose sanctions against Iran for supplying the Houthi rebels with missiles. Well, guess what? Russia, another permanent member of the Security Council, vetoed it, which means, as I explained it earlier in the show, no dice. Even if everybody else on the Security Council voted for it, the permanent members have veto power. All right, and I know I'm running around a little bit off topic, but trust me, I'm also trying to chase the breaking news. Now, we're going to talk just a little bit about how North Korea has been funding its nuclear program. And by the way, some experts say that the sanctions have encouraged the illicit arms trade between North Korea and other countries. Okay? So let's talk about how North Korea has been funding its illicit nuclear and missile program. All right. North Korea sells weapons. If you need proof, December 2002, a Cambodian registered North Korean-owned ship carrying ballistic missiles proved it. Working on a U.S. tip, Spanish Marines patrolling the sea boarded the ship and found 15 Scud missiles, 15 conventional warheads, 23 tanks of nitric acid rocket propellant, and 85 drums of unidentified chemicals under a cargo of cement bags. The destination? Yemen. Now, Yemen is currently a failed state, but this article is a little older and I don't have a date on it. But I can tell you it is older. Alright? But that's just the way this one goes. And I warned you. U.S. military officials assert that missile sales play a vital role in propping up Pyongyang. In 2001, North Korean exports totaled $560 million. That's a lot for a country with an estimated GDP of $17 billion. Defectors have indicated that approximately 40% of North Koreans' exports are illicit weapons deals. 40%. Let that sink in. 40%. That is quite a bit. Then you've also got the fact that they sold stuff to Egypt in the past. A North Korean couple based in Slovakia was found buying dual-purpose goods in China. Now, what's a dual-purpose good? Real quick. It's something, I'm going to use fertilizer just for a quick example. Sure, you can put it on your crops. Or you can use it to build a bomb. That is called a dual-use technology. It has a perfectly innocent, everyday, and acceptable use. And then it has an illicit, heinous, and potentially illegal use. Now, when I come back at the top of the hour, and I am going to take off just a couple of minutes early because I need to get some water, we're going to discuss the Hwasong 15, the reentry vehicle, and anthrax. Now, the North is still short of mastering the reentry technology, as far as anyone knows. And of course, North Korea says, biological weapons? You're crazy. However, we do know that they have smallpox and polio. Yes, they have a stockpile of smallpox and polio. And we know they have VX. Yet, they have signed the Biological Weapons Convention, which basically says it's in opposition to develop, manufacture, stockpile, or possess a chem bio weapon. Alright? Pyongyang is estimated to have 13 pathogens. Anthrax, botulism, polio, just to name a few. And we know they have VX. They assassinated Kim Jong-nam with it. Now, I have no idea why Kim Jong-nam had the antidote on him and did not use it. That is beyond my comprehension. However, I will leave others to speculate on that. I truly will, because somebody told me that was the most happy topic. Now, I have found the real Grinch. Yes, there is actually a Grinch who stole Christmas. just to top off the happy topics for this hour, I've just got to find it. If you're on my Twitter feed, you've seen the stack of show prep. And you'll know why it's taking me a minute to find it, because boy oh boy, is this stack of show prep thick. There is an actual Grinch who stole Christmas. And I have found him and his identity. Bet you never thought I'd be on the trail of the Grinch. Anybody want to guess who the Grinch is? Any guesses? I'll give you all a hint. You ready? That's right. It is none other than Kim Jong-un. There's one place where Christmas cheer will be even in shorter supply this year. North Korea. Not content with banning Christmas in 2016, the country's supreme Grinch, Kim Jong-un, has taken it one step further. Oh yeah, Christmas is banned in Pyongyang. In all of North Korea, for that matter. All gatherings that involve alcohol and singing have been banned. All gatherings that involved alcohol and singing have been banned. Now, last year, Kim Jong-un banned the few practicing Christians in the country from celebrating Christmas. You know what he told them to substitute for Christmas? Celebrate his grandmother, Kim Jong-suk, who was born on Christmas Eve in 1919, and is viewed as the quote-unquote sacred mother of the revolution. Now, you will see a few Christmas trees with baubles and lights in upmarket shops and restaurants in Pyongyang, but there will be zero religious symbols. And last month, North Korea cracked down on Mother's Day messages. Yes. And Mother's Day is not, Mother's Day is to celebrate mothers who help uphold the regime and to commemorate, quote unquote, the duty of mothers in the education of the child. Now, what that means is help brainwash your kid for us. Now, the identity of Kim Jong-un's own mother is actually classified information in North Korea. But quite frankly, I don't care about their classification system. But yes, there is a real Grinch who stole Christmas, and that would have to be none other than... Alright, folks, I'm going to make my way on out of here, reset the clock, and start another episode. I will be back with you in just a few moments. For those of you who are listening via podcast, the episode that follows this will pick up on some of the same topics, and I'm going to discuss particularly how the Iran nuclear deal could affect North Korea. Other than the fact that Iran's basically going, here, North Korea will pay for you to do this. Now, get cracking on the research. On that note, my friends, I will see you next time, which will be in about 10 minutes, on Jesse's POV. Yeah, I'm out of here.